and welcome to the Premier League predictions analysis for Saturday and Sunday. We've analyzed matches that will be played in the Premier League on Saturday and Sunday, and it's very, very important that we take time to do in depth analysis of these matches. We've reached a crucial stage in the Premier League where you have a bunch of teams that will be more serious than the others. So it goes beyond data at this point. A lot of inference, a lot of background work has to be done so you don't lose money when you stake on these Premier League matches. That's exactly what I'm going to do in this video. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe to this channel, and make sure you share with friends and families and join our Telegram channel. The link to the Telegram channel is pinned in the comment section. The very first match we have is on Saturday, and it's a game involving Manchester United and Everton. Now, here is the interesting thing about this game. Everton needs, or technically speaking, Everton needs this game more, right? They need this game more than Manchester United. So it's not a game that you can go for an outright straight victory. I'm not saying Manchester United may not win, they might win, but then their home record, right? Their last five home matches shows that this is not a team you can 100% depend on. So they lost their last Premier League home game to Fulham. This was a game they were expected to win or draw, but they lost. They've been in a shambles. They've also lost to Manchester City. And Everton away from home hasn't really been that bad. And they've lost to Manchester City, and it was a struggle, a real struggle for Manchester City to beat them by 2-0, right? And when you look at previous performances, they don't concede a lot of goals. As you can see, they don't really concede a lot of goals. So against this Manchester United team that struggles to win matches in 90 minutes, we have to look at this game from a totally different angle. Now, when you check their head-to-head, the head-to-head shows that Manchester United consistently scores against Everton. So even if they may not win this particular fixture, one thing is guaranteed, that Manchester United is going to get a goal. Now, I was also tempted to think about going for the over 1.5 market, but Everton is a tough nut to crack, right? Sometimes it might be easy, sometimes it might be difficult to score against them. And I think they have the third best defensive record in the Premier League. So when you look at the standings, you see that Everton here is position 16. They need maximum points now to avoid being dragged into the relegation places. So the prediction is simple. What's the safest prediction right now is to give Manchester United to score over 0.5 goals. So we are saying that Manchester United should be able to score over 0.5 goals, and the odds for United to score over 0.5 goals is priced at 1.15. The next fixture here is a game involving Arsenal and Brentford. In recent times, Arsenal has been scoring for fun, 4-1, 3-1, 5-0. It's crazy because you can literally play Arsenal to score 5 goals and they'll go on and score 5 goals. And their last 5 matches, there has been an average of 3.5 goals. That's how well they've been scoring. And they also concede, which is a good thing. So if they get 4 goals, you can rest assured and be confident that the opponent team will score 1 or 2 goals. Brentford away from home too is also conceding. They concede and score as well, which is a good thing. And their head-to-head shows that this is a fixture that consistently produces 2 or more goals every time they meet. This is a very, very important game for Arsenal. Arsenal believes that they can win the league. I'm not saying they can't, but when you look at it statistically, they stand a chance. If they keep, picking maximum points, with every game, they do stand a chance. While they hope and pray that teams like Liverpool and Manchester City will lose. Actually, Manchester City and Liverpool will be playing on Sunday. And what that means is they're likely to cancel out each other. It's likely to end in a draw. or one team is likely to lose. So whoever loses, what that simply means is that Arsenal will have the advantage of either becoming number two or becoming number one in the table. And for that reason, Arsenal will go all out on this fixture. They will play everything. They're not just going to win this game, but they will score a high number of goals. So what I'm predicting, I'm going for this fixture to produce over 3 goals. So not 2 goals, but over 3 goals. It's a game that should end in 4 goals to 1 at the end of it. They will do everything possible to win. Either 3 goals to 1 or 4 goals to 1. So the odd for over 3 goals is 1.69. The next fixture we have is a game involving Wolves and Fulham. And to understand the prediction, we need to look at this Wolves team when they play at home. So Wolves has had quite a decent home form. They've lost 2 games at home. They lost to Manchester United and then they lost in a shocking defeat to Brentford. But when you check the overall home form, they've been in extremely good form, right? I'm expanding further, and it's interesting that since September 16, until this very period that they lost 2 games back to back, they've only lost cumulatively in 15 matches, they've only lost 3 times at home. They have a very good record at home, very good, and they lost to a team that's arguably in the top 4. That's a team that is traditionally in the top 4, which is Manchester United and then Brentford. They have a very good home record, and since these 2 defeats, they've gone on to win 2 back-to-back wins against Sheffield and Brighton. And Fulham away from home isn't very excellent. 3 losses, 1 draw, and 1 win. Not good enough. Not good enough. And it's not a game we can play over 1.5. No, I would discourage anyone who would want to do that. Because the thing with Fulham is if they don't score you, they make it very difficult for you to score them. That's the thing about this Fulham team. They're very defensive. If they get to score first, then you can be sure Wolves will score. But if they don't score, they're not going to allow Wolves to score for some reason. So this is a game that Wolves will likely win by 1 goal to 0. Or it's a game that will end in a draw, 1-1. But the advantage is with Wolves to go all out and pick a positive result at home and continue their 3-match winning streak. I'm double chancing Wolves to win or draw this fixture at odds of 1.44. The next fixture is a game involving Crystal Palace and Luton. This is a game that involves Luton, and when you are playing these relegation teams, one has to be extra careful. When you look at Luton at home, away from home, they've only lost 1 game, just a game away from home. So they've been in good form, and when you check their standings, you see that Luton is position 18, right? They would think and believe that they stand a chance of leaving the bottom 3, and it's possible. Look at their away record. They've been excellent away from home. Very, very excellent away from home. Only 1 loss in 5 games. Crystal Palace at home has equally been very excellent. So the safest betting market for this game, because it's a game that can swing either side, I assume Luton will be more motivated for this game than Crystal Palace. And if there are, it's a game they can win Crystal Palace. So what's safest to play right now? And in view of the fact that Crystal Palace has been scoring in 4 of their last 5 home matches, they've actually scored in every one of their last 4 Premier League matches at home. What that means is they shouldn't have difficulty scoring against Luton. So we are projecting Crystal Palace to score over 0.5 goals at odds of 1.17. The next fixture we have is a game involving Aston Villa and Tottenham. So remember I told you guys that I'll be pioneering the over 3 goals prediction. So I already did it with Brentford and Arsenal, and I'm going to do it again with Aston Villa. When you check Aston Villa at home, they score goals for fun. 3.5 goals averaged whenever they play at home. Tottenham away from home, 3.5 goals averaged. Their head to head shows that this is a fixture that produces goals. It produces two or more goals a couple of many times, many times. Actually, three out of the last five times they have met, they've been over 2.5 goals. And their current goal scoring form shows this is a game that will produce goals. Aston Villa is in very horrible form, but one thing they do well is they score and concede, which is brilliant. Tottenham too is in fairly okay form, and in all their games, four out of their last five games, they've conceded two or more goals away from home. This is a fixture that will produce goals, and it's for this reason that we are projecting that this fixture will produce over 3 goals. The odd for this game to produce over 3 goals is 1.50. The next fixture we have is a game involving Brighton and Nottingham Forest. When you check Brighton at home, this is clearly a team that scores and concedes, right? Three out of their last five matches have produced 2 goals. Nottingham Forest away from home, 2.5 goals averaged away from home. And their head to head shows that it's a fixture that produces goals. The thing is, Brighton will be returning from the game against Ajax, the Europa League game against Ajax. And while Nottingham Forest would have been resting, and Nottingham Forest needs this game more. Right? Nottingham Forest is just, I think, a position behind the relegation places. This is a game that will really matter to Nottingham Forest, and it's a game that Nottingham Forest could potentially beat Brighton, because this Brighton team would have been weak or tired from traveling across Europe to play Ajax. And it's for that reason that we have to play the over 1.5 goals market. So we are saying this fixture will produce over 1.5 goals in 90 minutes. And the odd for this fixture to produce over 1.5 goals in 90 minutes is 1.19. And the final game, as they said, you leave the best for the last, is an interesting fixture involving Liverpool and Manchester City. It's very, very interesting. We've seen with Manchester City that whenever they play a team that is traditionally in the top four, they don't score a lot of goals and they also don't concede. Their game against Arsenal ended, I think, 1-1. When the reversed fixture ended 1-1. When they played Chelsea, it ended 1-1. I'm not expecting many goals in this fixture. And what I would advise is, please, it's a game that might produce 2.5 goals, but this season, City is not scoring a lot of goals when they play big teams in the Premier League. Okay. So even though Liverpool has a very good record, 2.5 goals at home, and Man City too is averaging 2 goals away from home, this is a slightly different test. With both teams standing at position 1 and 2, both of them will want to play conservatively. Manchester City will not want to lose. That's the truth. Liverpool will also not want to lose. So don't be surprised if this game turns out to be boring. Yeah, because if they lose down, they know Arsenal is just right behind the corner. They will rather want a situation where maybe things stay as it is if worse should come to worse. So I'm playing over 1.5 goals for Liverpool Man City. And the odd for this fixture to produce over 1.5 goals is 1.16. And all these matches give you a total of 6.78 odds. And if you want to stake on it, no problem. You can put something small on it. But my encouragement usually is to edit the games, and play accordingly. And as always, remember to like our video, join our Telegram channel, subscribe to this channel, and see you guys on the flip side. Hi there.